This one's a bit late for me, but I was busy doing a bunch of stuff. And just before this, I just read this week's My Hero Academia manga chapter. It was a good chapter. The final arc of My Hero Academia is slowly reaching its climax. I mean, you could say it's been in its climax for months now, but I just really like the current fight that's happening. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it is like really hype. I'm excited about that. But enough about that. If you don't know the drill, I read the scans for the One Piece chapter that releases next. So this is chapter 1093. If you want to avoid spoilers, do not keep watching, etc., etc. Disclaimer, I also purchased the official chapters on Viz, and I also own the physical copies when they come out. And yeah, please support official release. This is chapter 1093, titled Luffy versus Kizaru. Now, they've been fighting for 2 chapters so far, so this is probably going to become more of like a real fight, because, you know, like, everything up until now was like just a few panels. And I do know a few spoilers because, again, I can't avoid Twitter. It's just addictive. But I mean, I avoid details. I don't know the details. I just know, I just know a few things, like always, never more than a few panels. Very little context. Oh. Okay, so, the cover request by Blackbean. Glasses Monkey's brother steals Kobe and Helmepo's glasses. And we have a note from Oda, which doesn't happen often. I saw Dreams Come True perform for the first time in 4 years. They're as lively and powerful as ever. So entertaining. Is that a band or a play? I'm very illiterate when it comes to a certain culture stuff, especially if he's referring to something from the East. But it could be from the West, and I'm just dumb. Okay, where we left off, Gear 5 Luffy grabbed Kizaru like a toy. Man, that was a good panel. She. Luffy, free as can be. I can't stop smiling when I see this happening. Well, this is a pickle. Hey now. Be gentle. Oh boy, he's gonna start spinning him like a helicopter. Be gentle with me! And he chucks them out of the park! It's... wow. He just quarterbacked him. And I don't know nothing about football. I just know that one phrase. And he's laughing. He went flying. We should use this chance to get out of here. Yeah, leave Kizaru to Luffy. Where are you going again, Atlas? To the lower stratum, I'm going to override the pacifista's current objectives. If I don't, we'll be fried by their lasers the second we drop the barrier. Good thinking. Whoever controls the pacifista will win this fight. Okay, so she's referring to the Mark III pacifistas, not the Seraphim. Got it. And no one on the island has a higher command or authority status than us Vegapunks, says Edison, not knowing Saturn is off the island just nearby on a ship. Ooh. Yeah, they don't know yet. Just a second, Atlas. I'm coming with you. Huh? You think we're gonna let you go too, old-timer? The whole point is to keep you alive. I know, it's just... Frankie-kun, come in. It seems Bonnie was knocked down to the lower stratum. Can you confirm? She survived? That's great. Kizaru kicked her face first into the barrier and... How could a scrapping young lad like you let that happen to her? My bad, I'll go help her right away. Ah, but the barrier's still up. How did she survive going to the barrier? Luffy went through twice, but he was Luffy. Literally, like, that barrier was up. I noticed, but I didn't see anything else happen to her. So I was, like, really concerned. Second floor, building A. Hey, this is Sanji. I want in on this Bonnie rescue mission. Vegapunk, I've got everything you asked me to bring aboard. I'll head to the back exit. Let's all rendezvous there. Meanwhile, on the Fabrio stratum down below, yeah, Stay away from the city center. Jewelry Bunny must be close by. Be on your guard. She could be hiding anywhere. Oh, flip. If you're careless, she'll age warp you. Son of a... Where did that whippersnapper run off to? Yeah, she already got all of them. Everyone's either old or young. Damn it. Blast her to bits. We've spotted Sentomaru. He's been burned to a crisp. Sentomaru. Okay, she's hiding. She looks like she's in bad shape, but she looks better than I expected. I mean... That barrier was at 100%, wasn't it? Okay, is that a flashback? I can't tell. Is she remembering going through the barrier, falling? And then suddenly, boom. And then Sentomaru caught her. Oh, that's... He's holding her. Oh. Catch. Ah, it's a sound effect. Catch. Sentomaru? Bonnie, get out of here. The Marines are coming. The Chad. The mad lad. Sentomaru. What should I do? Can I hide until the heat dies down? Labostratum. Yeah, ha ha ha. Oh, Zoro, you guys are really going at it down there. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Need a hand? You just focus on Kizaru. Ah, I forgot. One of the things that I knew was happening was, since a few chapters ago, Zoro is fighting Lucci. After Lucci hit Stussy, and Sanji bubbled Kaku. Poor Stussy. And Lucci's in his awakened form. And let's see. They both look tired. I mean, they have been both fighting Seraphim, if I remember correctly. Although I think that was yesterday in their timeline. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, Zoro is, I think, in King of Hell form because I see clouds around his blades, which are black like always, but I see the clouds. And I see some black lightning. So I'm going to assume... I mean, I'm assuming. I could be wrong. There's a lot of discussion about who uses Conkers, who uses Advanced Conkers, especially when it comes to Luffy. I mean, Zoro, sorry. Me, personally, I don't have a problem with Zoro's Black Lightning symbolizing that he's using Advanced Conkers. I mean, it's not that big a deal. He unlocked it versus King. Now, then there's the argument of, did he use it against Kaido before that? And that is, of course, more debatable. And I don't really care anymore. I thought it was obvious at first. Now, not so much. It is what it is. I see Black Lightning. I'm going to assume Advanced Conkers. I mean, obviously, it's not always the case. You have to look for the special sound effects that Oda, signifies, the bzz, bzz, the bzz, bzz sound effect, for the lightning that comes off of Advanced Conkers. But whatever, let's get back to the fight. If this is the best he's got, it shouldn't fall to the captain to handle him. Okay, now you're spitting. Now you're trash talking, Zoro. I respect it. I respect that. Is that so? Then I suppose the head of an emperor's number 2 is still a decent consolation prize. Okay, now he's just coping. Poor Lucci. Oh, Kizaru's still flying. And he's heading for water. At this rate, I'm gonna take a dip in the ocean. And he has his arms crossed like, would you look at that? I'm gonna drown. Might as well take a turn. And he can fly. Of course he can. Yasakani no Magatama. That attack? Okay. And now he's using his clone jutsu, which is another spoiler, which I tried but failed to avoid. It's not surprising. Some people are like, oh, he's using light to be in multiple places at once. I guess light could do that. Light is fast enough. I mean, the Flash does it. It's a common speedster ability. Although one other interpretation, which I might be wrong, but it's just an interpretation. Don't get mad. Was that he's using light to create holograms? But I haven't read the rest of the chapter yet, so obviously it's more likely that they're not holograms. They're probably actually clones. Light clones. Like solid clones, maybe. I don't know yet. They don't look solid. He's a Logia. Of course he doesn't look solid, but he could be if he wanted to be. Now the question is what he can do with his clone jutsu. And Luffy's eyes pop out. What the? Ame no Murakumo. The last of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan. So that's his 3... So that's his 3 moves. His mirror bouncing move is a sacred mirror. His multiple scatter shot is a jewel attack. And of course what he used against Rayleigh is his light sword. The Ame no Murakumo. And he swings at Luffy with his light sword. And hits him. Whoa, that hurt. Gum Gum, Booming Dawn Whip. It's been so long, I forgot that his Gear 5 attack names come with Dawn attached. Which is a great, wordplay, because dawn refers to the sunrise, or morning. But dawn is also the famous One Piece sound effect, if you spell it D-O-N, dawn, which Oda has always used. Which, of course, has been a possible foreshadowing to the dawn. And, of course, his middle initial of D. You all know this, Every hardcore One Piece fan knows all of those little details. But I guess maybe not everyone knows it. It doesn't matter. And there's multiple Kizarus. I almost forgot that too. More hollow ghosts? Luffy seems to be conflating the holograms he encountered in chapter 1062 and Perona's fruit power. Which one's the real one? Hollow ghosts. I mean, when he said hollow ghost, of course Perona was the first thing I thought of, but I'm trying to remember, when did Luffy face Perona recently? And yeah, there's only 2 times that they met. Thriller Bark, Saboti. Part 2, of course. But now I'm trying to think, did Perona actually make copies of herself more than once? I mean, she could make a copy of herself, but it's not like multiple. Kizaru is like, there's dozens of him. Or maybe they're after images. Because in this panel, they look like after images. Whatever. Gotcha. Gum Gum, Booming Dawn Stamp. And he's using a hockey stamp. Because they were all lined up to go through all of them. Good idea. Did I take out the real one too? Oh, no way, he's back there. He got me. Luffy? Oh. He's grabbing Usopp, and Nami and Brook are trying to save him. And Luffy was almost too late. His eyes are really popping out. How strange. Vegapunk's not here. Huh. Hold on, let me get Vegapunk. Let me in, Vegapunk. Okay, so Stella and Atlas are in a Vega tank, 8. And Sanji's on top. What's gone into you? You look like you're gonna burst a blood vessel. You no good marine brigands, don't you dare lay a finger on her. Hang on, Bonnie, I'm coming. I'll be damned if I stand by while a little girl gets murdered. Okay, so that's another spoiler. Everyone's talking about how Bonnie's true age is not 20. She's actually like, whatever, young. And she's been using her powers constantly. As her ability allows her to do. And it's not surprising because when she was introduced at the start of Egghead, she came out of the ocean as a little girl. If her powers were temporarily neutralized by the ocean, as water does to devil fruit users, that should have been the first sign, as was the later when she was crying about Kuma's backstory as a little girl, showing her true emotional her true emotional age. And Vegapunk's words, and Akainu's words, and Kizaru's words. Yeah, it looks like that pirate captain was a little girl all along, meaning... Yikes. There's a lot of Sanji moments that people will criticize, but now there's the rest of the fandom to criticize because there's figurines of her, fan art of her, more fan art of her. Let's keep on. Let's move on. Applegrams, don't go down. You're gonna get yourself killed. And where do you think you're going, Vegapunk? Whoop. Oh. My eyes. It's so hot. What is he doing? What's happening? Did he just take the laser beam? Did he eat it? Why does it look like he's emitting light? Frankie's tagging along. I'm tagging along. Lilith, use General Frankie to get the ship out of danger. Okie dokie. I wish I knew what Luffy's actually doing, because it looks like he swallowed the light. And now it's coming out from all of his orifices. Egghead Port. Urgent update. Dr. Vegapunk is attempting to leave the Labostratum and head down. I'm standing by to deactivate the Frontier Dome. We can reseal it in a jiffy right after they pass. Just blink. All Pacifista units come in. This is an override command from Vegapunk. Your new mission is to eradicate every last Marine on the island. And they received the order. Break next week, or the tide's about to turn. Chapter 1093 ends. Okay, we made good time. Okay. I was worried for a second, but I think this finally eliminates my old theory and everyone else's, not everyone else, like some people's old theory that Atlas was a traitor working with York, or maybe independent of York, doesn't matter, but it looks like I was wrong. It was a red herring for me. Because she just gave the order to the Pacifista to eradicate every last Marine on the island. And the last panel I forgot to mention is Saturn. Looking contemplative. Okay, we got some colored panels. It's the clone jutsu, and that's it. Okay. Okay, so despite the title suggesting that Luffy versus Kizaru is finally coming to a head, like peaking or something, not that much exciting happened to me. And maybe I can blame spoilers because, sure, I already knew Bonnie is 99% a child. I already knew that Kizaru was going to use a clone jutsu. And I already knew that Lucci and Zoro are at it. But they didn't conclude anything. They got literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... half a dozen panels. Well, I shouldn't complain about the pacing. It's actually not bad, given everything that's going on. And the Grand Fleet still hasn't made an appearance like I want them to. That stinks. Patience, patience. Break next week. That'll give me extra time, I guess, so I don't have to do this. Okay, so what do I think? I think Zoro is very confident. Lucci, the same. Who's winning? Don't know, don't really care. Like, when it comes to Kizaru, I'm confused about what's happening. You know, everything made sense until he grabbed Usopp. Then he goes after Vegapunk. How did Usopp get away? Yeah, he's holding Usopp. Vegapunk makes a move, and then Kizaru looks like he's aiming at Vegapunk. They completely dropped that Usopp was in danger. They did not show Usopp getting saved, so off screen, I'm nitpicking here, Kizaru must have dropped Usopp because he was targeting Vegapunk. And then Luffy jumps in front of his beam, and it looks like light's coming out of him. Is he turning into light? I saw people talking about something similar, but I didn't actually have any context. Okay, this arc is getting long compared to what I thought it would be. Like, I'm not really complaining, it's a very good arc. It's making me really, really love this saga. But I think I've talked long enough. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and you can come back next time for the next chapter. Maybe in the future we'll see how much time I have to do other videos. But if you know me, you know me. Don't count on it anytime soon. And, yeah. It's my birthday next week. I forgot to mention. I'm turning 27. Yeah. And there's no chapter releasing on that day. That's fine. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you next time.